Bitcoin dropped all the way down to 82,000 US dollars. The charts are looking very ugly, guys. In today's video, we're just going to go over some general charts like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and over some altcoin charts. And I'm going to share my opinion, and we are going to have a look if there's any hope right now in the shorter term time frame to see some relief in the Bitcoin price. Guys, let's jump straight into it. Bitcoin is nosediving right here. It's absolutely crazy, guys. And this also reminds us all that we have to take profits on the green days. When it's green and when we feel very confident about the markets, or when we made a double X, 3X, 4X, 5X on one of our altcoins, it's really important to take profits, because right now when you took some profits on for example, Dash, it is, you have quite some dry powder on the side, which you can use to re-enter Dash again. I'm happy. I took some profits, but definitely not enough right here, guys. I'm really always very cheap with taking profits. So I take like 1, 2, 3% to go on the side. Nevertheless, even though these small percentages can really help right now to have something on the side, so to buy things with new buying opportunities, right? When we have a look at the altcoin market, guys, the altcoin market is looking very ugly. We are breaking the uptrend right here. If we do get a bounce in the shorter term time frame, it might make a lot of sense to take some profits, take some chips off the table to prepare for probably a bearish 2026. At least that's how it looks right now. But you also got to realize, guys, it really depends on your time horizon, because crypto is going nowhere. We are seeing institutions like Grayscale having all these investment products. We are seeing crypto and Bitcoin being integrated into the world already for such a long time. And we are just going to see a flight to crypto later on, because people will not wanting to be dependent on the banking system, because the banking system will not give them any freedom, and that's where crypto comes in. So crypto is eventually going nowhere, and I've seen this many times, guys. I've seen it many times where it really feels like that Bitcoin and crypto is dead, but it is actually not that, guys. It's really not that. Many structures are still looking okay on a macro scale. It's not like we are right now completely lost, guys. Do not think that. Do not go into that emotional state of that everything is gone right now. Of course, this chart is looking very ugly because we have this uptrend. We are breaking this uptrend to the downside, but we have seen a big increase, of course, in the past couple of years. And looking at Bitcoin, it's the same thing. Right, if we bring out the Bitcoin price, let me find it right here. Then yes, we do get a nosedive right now, but we are coming also from 16,000 US dollars. Right, so sometimes it's also normal to get a little correction with these bigger rallies, but it's a little bit sad, the timing, because we all hope for a good Q4 this year. Is it still possible? Well, the chances right now definitely gets lower and lower. But also don't forget, guys, the deeper Bitcoin is going to nosedive, the bigger the bounce will be. But then the question is, of course, do you want to take profits on that bounce, preparing for the bear market of 2026? And that might be something that you want to do. So we've seen that in 2022 as well. We had a very big drop. Then we had a bounce, pretty big bounce from the lows till the highs was roughly 45%. So that's like a decent bounce. It's a little bit choppy price action, and that is directly how you can see that this is not a sustainable bounce. So when you have, for example, like we have, this is going to be important when we are going to see Bitcoin bouncing, because it will bounce sooner or later. This is just the natural laws that are being at play right here. It will bounce sooner or later, but if it would bounce something like this, where all these lines are crossing each other, right? We have a line, up line, down, up, down, but you can see they all cross each other. It's not really impulsive. That's how you call it. Then it is most likely a retracement, is most likely a correction, a upwards correction from this downtrend. So we have downtrend, retracement, continuation of downtrend, right? This is different. This is an impulsive bounce. You know, we go up, small correction, up. This one looks a little bit ugly, but you get the point, right? The lines are not really crossing each other like here. It's really impulsive. So constructive, it's a very clear indication of an uptrend. So right now we have to wait for Bitcoin as well to show us what it is going to do, when we are going to bounce. Hey, if we have a look at the type of correction right now, from the previous correction we had a correction of 32%. The time before we had a correction of also 33%. Right now we are down roughly 32% as well. So the corrections are not that different from previous bull market corrections that we have seen. And like I said, don't forget, guys, that crypto is going nowhere and the green days are coming back. So do not, I would say, hey, I'm not a financial advisor, of course, but do not sell in panic. But always try to sell when things are green. So when we are positioned in, for example, like we did a nice trade on FIRO the other day, but I think Dash is probably a very good example right here. Once XRP was also a very good example in 2024. I remember that time as well. When we made like almost a 10x, it was like a 7 or 8x from the lows from XRP, right? We had the feeling it still could go higher. But nevertheless, if you are made already such a gain, then just take some profits. And I'm happy that on XRP back then I took quite a significant portion of profits. With Dash it was actually less, because I still see this as the first initial breakout of this whole pattern. Like, looking at many crypto charts do not look that good. But if you look at this chart, it's actually looking it's looking very good. It's not looking good in the sense of that it is a crypto chart, right? And right now it has some correction, but we have a 7-year long resistance started from 2018, guys. That's a really long time ago, right? That's a really long time ago. And we broke that resistance. And once we broke that resistance, we made a crazy, from the lows right here, from Dash, from 20, it went up almost 700%, right? It only makes sense right now to just get a correction, and it's a steep correction, like 50 to 60% is definitely steep, but it is not invalidating the idea of this token going to $1,000 or higher. I definitely see this as an opportunity to buy more Dash. I think Dash, also a privacy token, has already shown us the breakout. Like Litecoin is also a nice chart, but it has not shown us the breakout yet. I think it will come, but it might come later than for coins like Dash. And if we have a look at the previous time, for example, Dash have seen like something like this. We also had a couple of weeks where we had a correction. And how deep was this correction from the lows till the high? Was 55%, 56%. So we had the resistance, we broke out, had a massive rally, 56% correction in a matter of a couple of weeks. Then it took like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks to then break back above it. Right, so maybe we also got to be a little bit patient. We right now have a 3-week correction. Maybe in 9 weeks from now, we are back at these highs again. We might even break above these highs again. I think it's very, very possible, and I'm definitely going to buy more Dash during this time, because it's also about your timeline. Because, like we said before, crypto is not going anywhere, right? So even though 2026 might be bearish, we don't know that, right? We might get a crazy bounce still in Q4 this year, or maybe in Q1 2026. It is still possible, right? And I would actually bet on that because of the bearishness we have seen in crypto right now. I would actually rather bet on the bounce than selling right now on these lows, because many charts are really at the lows of the lows. Nevertheless, I think there is a high chance that we are going to bounce in the next coming weeks and months ahead. Then guys, looking at Litecoin, it's not going down that much. It just had a drop of 3.3% on the day. And Litecoin against Bitcoin is still holding above the resistance. I find that very interesting. It's another chart that really shows me that it looks a little bit different right now, right? Like Bitcoin just dropped below almost to the lower 80k levels, right? It's been a significant correction. And I think some altcoins really should go to zero with this type of news, but it's not really the case because many altcoins have already seen they are already being stretched that far against the valuation of Bitcoin. So I think this just shows again how much strength there actually is going on in the background of these altcoins, right? Litecoin guys holding at these levels in the Bitcoin valuation, still trading at $84 right here, close to the support. I think brings unique buying opportunities, but it also shows how strong this token is holding. And I remember, for example, in previous markets, right? I remember I've bought Litecoin. I've bought Litecoin during these things as well in 2017, in late 2017, right? And I know during that bear market, there were moments where I thought like, okay, it cannot go lower, and it went lower, and I thought it cannot go lower, and it went lower. So every time it went lower when I thought it cannot get lower, right? And is that the same right now? No, it's not the same, because here we had a massive rally, guys. We had a massive rally we needed to correct from. We don't have that right now. There is no rally at all right here. It's just holding, it's just consolidating into the end of this formation, right? I still believe, guys, this thing breaking out to the upside is a very high likelihood. It's 70 or 80% chance. And I mean, with looking at everything, looking at all the developments, I would say it's even a higher chance than 80%. But the big question is, of course, when it's going to break out. I would love to see it, of course, this year. That's probably not going to happen. The support is roughly at $70. Well, we're pretty close to that. But if we would continue to draw this, this triangle, and we would trade right in here, then we can also break out from this triangle formation early 2027, right? So then we have 2026 still to accumulate right here. So it really depends on your time horizon. I think this chart is looking bullish, but when we are going to see that massive breakout like we have seen right now with Dash, that is of course impossible to predict when. But yeah, it can also happen pretty early, because we already see the strength and sort of breakout against Bitcoin valuation. So that's just important to note. And I think that is important to stick with these signs as well, because we have some signs right here that are not looking that bearish, right? But yeah, then again, if you look at a lot of other altcoins, actually, Viro made a very good breakout as well. Actually, if you go to Viro USD, we take the oldest chart available, then you can see as well, we have that resistance in 2018 created. Right now, we broke above. We had a big breakout right now after such a long time. After 7 years, we finally break that resistance. We come down again to that resistance. Maybe we're going to test it as support. Hopefully, it will not result in a fake out. I personally don't think that's the case. But you got to see it like this, guys. This is a change in market structure, because this is a market structure. And right now, we are going into a new market structure. This is, I would say, bullish, and maybe this is the thing that we should do. We should stick with these charts. We should stick with the charts that actually broke out, because some charts, guys, some altcoins that I also mentioned, they are looking extremely ugly. They are really looking ugly. For example, this one, DYDX. This is just ridiculous. Like, look at this chart. Like, let's just get rid of the drawings, but this is just getting hammered down all the time. And they even have a buyback program. DYDX even has a buyback program as a decentralized exchange. I think decentralized exchanges are very much getting popular. They are getting, I think, more popular than centralized exchanges. I think there's a shift happening, guys, in crypto where you are going to see decentralized exchanges having more volume than centralized exchanges and being used more. People are sick of regulations. They are sick of exchanges maybe not giving their money back or whatever, having some problems with a centralized exchange. All these things you don't have with a decentralized exchange. So I think it makes it even more crazy that this chart is not showing any strength at all. GMX, also decentralized exchange. I never used this one, but yeah, Apex on the other hand have seen a very good rally. But of course, this is also because they announced the airdrop. So guys, when we have a look at the altcoin like Optimism, completely crushed down. It's actually crazy. But yeah, we are already in a bear market right here since 2024, right? This is already a bear market since 2024. It just gets smacked down, but you gotta realize that there will be an opposition to this. So right here is not the time to panic, but it's on the green days. That's always important. It's on the green days that we have to take profits. That's really important. Let's have a look at FAO against Bitcoin. We touched the resistance. We touched the resistance in the price, but if we have a look at the relative strength index, we kind of get a fake out. That's not the best looking chart as well. I think in US dollar terms, FAO is looking good. I think it's looking interesting. Oh yeah, guys, this is what I want to share with you as well. XRP looks very ugly because we are breaking below this ascending channel. We broke the support, so it's definitely looking ugly. But I also think, again, green days will come back right here as well. We are seeing the relative strength index retracing very hard. We had a nice opportunity right here to support. I made a video about it to bounce. We didn't bounce. There's a lot of weakness in the price. So right now, breaking the support is not a good sign at all, guys. Looking at, for example, Altcoin, it looks really crazy. It looks really crazy because from a pure technical standpoint, guys, it's not looking too bearish at all, right? We have a falling wedge. We break below the falling wedge. We go sideways, break back into the wedge. That's called the dip of a falling wedge. Generally, that's very bullish. We have a fake out to the downside, and then we break back up. Also very bearish. We have higher lows all the time on the relative strength index already since 2022. Wow, that's actually absolutely crazy. So this is looking for me extremely bullish. Although the price is coming down, guys, the price is coming down, but it's looking for me extremely bullish. And you gotta think as well, like, where are we, right? Are we somewhere right here? You know, somewhere right here, that's also possible. Look at this. We also have here this uptrend in the relative strength index, higher lows, while price actually kind of moving sideways. For sure, many people got extremely bearish at these supports right here, at these support levels. So guys, that's an important question we all gotta ask ourselves, right? We are at the lows, and at the lows it will feel most bearish. But they also were to feel very bearish on these periods. Right, on these periods, and we eventually saw that opposite reaction. I don't think Altcoin is going anywhere. I don't see this chart going to zero. I think it's actually a buying opportunity, but yeah, of course it carries risk, and in terms of timing, we might have to wait a while. But maybe this is also again a moment that in hindsight turns out to be one of these moments, a very good buying opportunity, and eventually going higher, because a lot of signs like the relative strength index is showing, for me personally, good signs right here. Bitcoin dominance is looking interesting too, because while Bitcoin actually dropped to the downside, guys, and this is probably one of the most interesting signals that is right now present in the markets, Bitcoin dominance is dropping with Bitcoin dropping. And what could it potentially say us? And yeah, guys, I'm just remaining optimistic because I also know from my personal historical trading record that sometimes at some moments just holding on to something, trusting that it will go up, has a better return than to panic sell when we are already at the lows. I always say sell when we are in the green. Like I even shared it in the community when Dash was making these multiple X's. Just sell something when it was above $100. Just sell something, doesn't matter how much, but just sell something just to get some chips off the table, you know, just to appreciate the pump. That's very important. But when Bitcoin drops, Bitcoin dominance dropping with it, and this is something different than we have seen in the whole bull market so far, because every time Bitcoin drops, Bitcoin dominance should go up. This is the most natural thing because Bitcoin is the most stable token. So when Bitcoin is dropping, Bitcoin dominance goes up because people panic more on altcoins. But right now it's not the case, which means, and that's the case that I'm trying to make, altcoins are so much stretched to the downside that it really feels real at the end of. We are really at the end. People are sick of it, right? Bitcoin drops and altcoins are not even getting that sold off because they are probably at very low valuations, guys. These are probably maybe even one of the best entry points you can get on altcoins if we look in a couple of months, right? I can just make an example with you. Let's say we go to Altcoin, right? And because we have just looked at the chart, and this is just going to be Jeroen being a little bit optimistic again, but also presenting you with a potential reality, guys. So let's say, and of course the chart right now looks completely ugly. I don't think this is going to zero. I haven't sold my Altcoin, but I did sold some in this green pump. Because I just want to respect that when it's making like, what is it? It made a crazy pump in a single day. Yeah, it made a 200%. Like a 200%, what comes up must come down, what comes down must go up. So when I see these crazy candles, of course, I'm taking some profits. I've been long enough in the markets to know that that's important. But let's say we do something like this, right? Just moves a little bit sideways, goes a little bit up, eventually, okay, break above this resistance, and we go right here. And then here we go into the parabolic, bam. You know when that is? Okay, this is way long, of course. This is April 2028. Which I actually definitely could see with that whole wealth transfer timing coming in and stuff. But then you can see already that this would be the best moment to buy. It is the moment where everything feels like crap. It's often the best moments to buy. But do you get my point, guys? What I'm saying, this can of course go different. It can go different. The slow grind up and then goes into the parabolic move. It can move in a lot of different ways, but what I'm trying to say is that in hindsight, in a couple of months or years from now, these levels where we are right now could really look as phenomenal buying opportunities, although they do not feel like that right now. And that is, of course, important. And you probably don't get the pump directly. You got to wait for the pump, but could be one of the good moments to be entering these tokens. That's what I personally think. But I also think, like, let's just stick with the strength. I think Dash is looking good because it already broke the resistance. Furo is looking good because it's already broke the resistance. And that's something we also can hold on to. Like checking the tokens that already have broken the resistance. Because at least with them, we have some confirmation already that it wants to go higher, that it changed market structure. Then guys, of course, it is the end of November and we are going to see Black Friday next week. There are some crazy deals online, but probably one of the best deals, guys, this is the best deal where most people are waiting for the whole year, is the TradingView Black Friday deal. So TradingView generally is a very expensive platform if you want to use their premium charts, so to say, or any paid account is pretty expensive. But you can actually right now on Black Friday, and that is right now, you got 7 days left, you can get a yearly subscription with up to 80% off from the price. So depending where you use TradingView for, of course, I myself have, I think, or a premium account or a plus account. I'm not really sure, but I also pay for my TradingView, because you don't get ads. You can do multiple charts. You can go to the 1 minute time frame. You can use all indicators. Definitely something that you gotta have, like a good TradingView account. And like I said, generally they are very expensive, but because it's Black Friday and this is the only time of the year that they are organizing that, guys, you can get on the most basic account, you can get 30% off, plus you get 40% off. Premium, you get 70% off. That's insane, guys. So between plus and premium, there's just one euro difference. And here with Ultimate, you can get 80% discount, guys. That is really big. So premium definitely looks like the best deal right here. So guys, I would highly recommend to buy a TradingView plan this time, because if you buy right now for 1 year, that means that next year you will also be renewing your plan, probably if you're still trading, on the period of the Black Friday. So definitely very important, guys, to make use of the Black Friday deals of TradingView, because this is just a once in a year opportunity to secure a whole year very good deal of TradingView Premium. We are going to throw an offer in it as well. If you join with the affiliate link down below and you take Premium or higher for a yearly, you will get for free a Will Portal Pro account as well. So guys, we are throwing that in extra as well. If you're interested in that, make sure to check it out. That was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, smash up the like button, guys. Always very much appreciated. Let me know what you think is going to happen with crypto. Are we going to finally bounce, or is it just completely over? Guys, I wish you all a beautiful day, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.